Are you thinking about visiting Iceland in winter? Trust me, you're in for an adventure of a lifetime, but only if you avoid these 7 rookie mistakes. Hi there guys, my name is Gudny, coming at you from Wake Up Reykjavik, the most fun travel company in Iceland. And today you should stick around, because in this video I am going to cover how you can stay warm, safe, and most importantly enjoy everything that Iceland has to offer in these colder winter months. Now, I'll give you 4 seconds to hit that subscribe button before we start. Whoa, that was fast, thanks. Now let's jump into the 7 mistakes not to make when traveling to Iceland in winter. The first mistake, and one of the most common ones unfortunately, is not dressing according to weather. And that's a big mistake. And let me set the record straight. You're not only dressing for cold weather, you're dressing for wind, snow and rain. And maybe all 3. And remember that layers are your friends. Start with thermals, add a warm mid-layer, and then end with a waterproof jacket. And of course, don't forget about sturdy and waterproof shoes. You don't want to be slipping and sliding all over Reykjavik like a penguin. That would be embarrassing. And if you don't have all this gear back home, maybe you live somewhere warm, there's no need to bring it all with you. You can check out a company called Iceland Cover for renting options. Now, mistake number 2 is ignoring road conditions. And the next mistake is thinking that the Icelandic roads are like a snowy Hallmark movie scene. Spoiler alert, they are not. When driving around Iceland in the winter months, you can expect sudden whiteouts, icy roads, and narrow pathways on gravel roads. Oh, and of course the wind. Never forget about the wind. So if you're coming here and renting a car in the winter months, make sure it's a 4x4 vehicle and that it is something that you trust yourself with driving and that you only go out and drive in situations that you feel comfortable with. And always before going out and driving, check out road.is and safetravel.is for any weather, road and alert updates. And trust me, it's not worth it to risk it. And honestly, what I recommend is just skipping all that and doing a day tour with a trained professional. And with doing that, you have an expert guide there with you who is qualified to operate these vehicles in these conditions. And they will pick you up right from the city, take you to any day tour you want to do, and then drop you off right at your desired location. How easy is that? And for you, my friends, I will put a link down here in this video of my favorite day tours to do in the wintertime. And while I'm at it, I might as well put a promo code down there, valid for any tours I'll be talking about in this video. Spoiler alert, the promo code is Snowman. Snowman. Mistake number 3 is thinking that shorter days mean less fun. Some travelers think they won't have enough time to explore here in the winter months because of the shorter daylight hours. And this can definitely lead to disappointment or unrealistic schedules. But we have been navigating these longer, darker winter months ever since our first settlers came here in 874. So that you think we don't have this planned is kind of insulting. All of our day tours reroute a bit in the wintertime, so we are using the daylight hours to see the highlights and the sightseeing stops along the tour. And then we are using the darker morning and afternoons to do most of the driving. And some of the earlier and later stops you're seeing just before or just after sunset, making them just that more special in my opinion. And I, for one, have never really actually understood the question, does this still operate in the darker months? Because does everything where you live just shut down when it's dark? Do you have like a darkness curfew? That would be kind of weird. We don't, at least. When it's dark, we still go out there. We go swimming, we go to the pubs, we go to the museums, or we go out and we chase the northern lights. And that's mistake number 4, not preparing for the northern lights. And speaking of the northern lights, everyone's bucket list item. Are they magical? They sure are. Will you see them during your trip here? There's no way to know, and there's no way to estimate beforehand. Then what's the mistake, you might ask? The mistake is not planning your opportunity to possibly see the northern lights beforehand. And the northern lights require patience, planning, clear skies, and northern lights activity. And that is why we recommend that you book your northern lights tour as early in your stay as you possibly can. Since if you go out and you don't see the northern lights, you can rebook for another retry for free. And our Northern Lights tour is a small group experience. It has experts tracking the forecast closely for you each day. So if you book your tour early in your stay, just book your ticket, you come to Iceland and you watch your email closely. Because they will send you out an email anywhere from noon until 5 p.m. the latest, stating if the tour is on or off. And if the tour is on, great! Hopefully you'll go out and see them. If you go out and don't see them, you can always rebook again for free. But if the tour is off, you still won't have to worry that much. Because you watched this video and you booked your tour early in your stay. So you have more days to do more retries. How smart are you? And I will of course link a Northern Lights tour in the description of this video. Mistake number 5 is skipping winter specific activities. Now if you come to Iceland in the wintertime and you skip the glaciers and ice cave, Did you even winter in Iceland? Winter brings out Iceland's true elements and offers activities that you can only do in the wintertime. Winter-specific tours that I would recommend is our 2-day South Coast tour with stops at the Glacier Lagoon and a visit to an ice cave. Another great one is our snowmobile and ice cave tour, which is a day tour activity. Mistake number 6 is not having a backup plan. And Iceland in winter can truly be a winter wonderland. But with great winters come great storms, sometimes. So it's seriously so important that you have a backup plan in place. Our Northern Lights tours are dependent on weather. Our snowmobile tours take place on glaciers, and if the wind is blowing up there, that can be really dangerous. This kind of goes for all of our day tours that leave the city. So as much as we would love to have all of our tours on constantly all throughout the year, we have to think safety first. And I feel so bad for people that come here for a shorter stay in the winter, maybe only just 2 or 3 days, and their whole travel plan gets impacted by a storm. And they end up having to stress about what to do on the same day their tour got cancelled. But when you come to Iceland in winter, you will have seen this video and you will have backup plans ready to set in motion. If I were to recommend any plan Bs, I would always go for our Reykjavik food walk. The Reykjavik food walk is my favorite tour that we offer here, but I understand that if you're coming here for a shorter stay, it might not fit your schedule. But keep in mind that the Reykjavik food walk takes place here in Reykjavik, so even if the wind is blowing like crazy outside of the city, we can just walk a bit faster in between the stops here and spend more time in the cozy restaurants. So chances are, if your day tour is cancelled, the Reykjavik food walk is still on. We tend to sell out with a notice, but you can always check the day off to see if we have some availability. Other great options to keep in your back pocket would be things like Flyover Iceland, the Sky Lagoon, Perla Museum, the Lava Show, or any of our local pools. These should all be open still if we have bad weather. And mistake number 7 is not packing your swimwear. And speaking of pools, who says you can't swim in winter? Icelanders sure don't. But forgetting your swimsuits, now that's a rookie mistake. Unless you're planning to come here and maybe buy a puffin swimsuit to bring back home, that could be something. And in my opinion, there's nothing more magical than soaking in one of our geothermally heated pools or lagoons on a cold winter's day with the snow falling on your face. It's so nice. So pack that swimsuit and towel. You don't want to miss out on experiencing the Icelandic bathing ritual. The Blue Lagoon, Sky Lagoon, Sigrid Lagoon, or just any of our public swimming pools, you will have a wonderful time. And there you have it. 7 mistakes you will now avoid like a pro. Since winter in Iceland is all about preparing. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your travel buddies. And don't forget to subscribe for more Iceland travel tips. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you here in Reykjavik. Bye bye!